Hello, everyone. This is Mustafa and Noah from Structural Engineering Basics. And today we're going to talk to you about the top three secrets to get your dream job after graduating engineering. So, the first thing is those are not secrets, those are very common points. And once we go through them, you'll realize that it's pretty common sense, but they are so important. And a lot of people don't emphasize on them. So we've talked to many students and mentored a lot of students. And it's not a secret when you're in a position about to graduate or graduated engineering and looking for your dream job, there is a lot of uncertainty and a lot of frustration. You're not sure where to go next and not sure how to find your dream job. So, Noah, what are some of the frustrations you've heard from people we've talked to?
So yeah, we found out that students are frustrated because they're not being prepared enough, and they're also scared for what life has to bring after they graduate. So some of these common frustrations are, the one I know I experience the most is that my university is not preparing me enough for the real world. You know, I'm doing all these technical things, I'm doing analysis, classes, maybe some writing, which is that's a good thing, but not nearly enough, not nearly enough real world examples. So that's a very big frustration. Also, when they're finally graduating or getting close to graduating, they're applying for jobs and they're frustrated. They're not hearing back from these companies. They thought they had a perfect resume and they're ready for that interview. When they get it, they're just not getting the chance. So that's a frustration that I'm sure many people experience. And then also, once you get that first job, once you finally land it, they're frustrated and scared, like what to expect once I start that job. Like, what's it going to be like? I have no idea. I don't have that experience. No one's told me what the day in the life of an engineer is. So, is it even right for me? Like, am I the right person for that job? So knowing that stuff should be something that everyone should know, but they aren't prepared for that, unfortunately.
Another point for me, Noah, and from students I've personally helped, I get this a lot: not knowing where to start your job search or who can help you with your career. And as you mentioned, like what to expect out there once you start working. So these are all very important questions to ask. And if you're in a position like this or interested in any of these points, make sure to stay because by the end of this video, we're gonna take you through what needs to be done, how do you can find your dream job, and what to expect in your future career. So let's just talk a little bit about like a background, Noah. So I am a professional engineer. My background is in structural engineering. I did my undergrad in Egypt and got a chance to move to Canada and did my PhD and worked in consulting engineering and I taught engineering at university. And through this career, I got a chance to work with a lot of students and help colleagues and future engineers to find their careers and do well. And I would love to share with you a lot of this experience. Noah, do you want to tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
you?
so I'm Noah Moscovitch, and I have around 8 years experience so far, a little over 8 years of working as a structural engineer at a consulting firm. And yeah, ever since I started being a mentor for students because I knew that I wasn't prepared. So once I got around to 1, 2 years experience, started becoming passionate about helping others and helping students become successful engineers or helping them prepare to get that job, helping them figure out what it's like in the workplace. So I would bring students into my company, I would meet them for coffee, whatever it takes to get them a step ahead of the rest. So I decided also I would join some committees. So I'm on a committee for construction leaders in the province that I'm from, and I help plan education events. So I help plan site tours, lunch and learn. So anything to help develop like professional development, develop their careers, help them network, meet new people, and just prepare for the career down their road. So that's my experience. I've designed many structures like Mostafa, but yeah. So yeah, going into the next part, I guess we'll talk about some of the struggles that we've had, like you, when we mentioned the frustrations, but I can start with one of the students that I mentored. He was not originally from Canada. We're in Canada, so he came over, and English was his second language, but I could tell he was still able to communicate with me. But when we were touring around my office and when I took him to a job site, he kept asking me, he said, Noah, like, why would anyone hire me? Like, right when you ask that question, it just shows that he didn't have confidence in himself. So I paid special focus to this student. I was mentoring a couple students at a time, and I helped him with a lot of the things that no one would think about. And when we talk about the secrets, these are all going to be secrets that I told him as well. So helped him prepare, and eventually he did get that job, but he had a long way to go from when he asked me that question. And the first sort of step in getting that job and preparing yourself, he took on his own by signing up for this mentorship program, which was great for him. And now let's sort of talk on the path that I took. So that's how I helped him with his struggle. But then when I got my first job, I had a struggle because I finally scored that dream job at a consulting firm. I showed up on the first day and I had no idea what to expect and what was going on. And my work, maybe they weren't the best at training, and maybe they were busy at the time, but they sat me down at my desk and they gave me some work and they said, go at it, ask us questions if you want. But throughout my first few months there, I remember I was talking with colleagues, or a partner at the office was giving me something to do, and they'd see these terms and words and phrases that I had no idea what they were. So I remember like talking to them, but in my head I'm trying to remember that word so I can go after the conversation, write it down, Google it, so I didn't seem like completely lost next time I talked to them. But yeah, like I went through it, and now I know what it takes once you start and how to prepare yourself. And Mostafa and I are willing to give you those tips on what it's like day in the life of an engineer, because we didn't know it when we first started. So I'll let Mostafa go over one also.
Yeah, I'm excited to share my journey with you, because I've shared it with many students that I've mentored, and I've seen the results, and I've seen them find the job they really wanted after graduation. So for me, it started for my own journey. I graduated undergrad in Egypt and then decided to move, new country, new culture, new language, and I did my PhD at university. And after graduation, I went through the same process. I wasn't sure how to get the job I really wanted. I wanted to go back into consulting. I'm passionate about buildings and design structures. And after successfully finding my dream job and eventually teaching at university, I was able to mentor students and share with them what worked for me and what was able to get me to where I am today. And I'm so excited to share with you this information now. So let's get to the secrets, the three secrets you do well. All right,
so,
Noah, start.
So Mostafa mentioned before, like, we're going to give you these three secrets, but they may seem very obvious, but time and time again, we're seeing students who do not put enough focus and attention to these three things. And this is what's making them struggle to get that job, struggle once they once they finally have the job. These are all things that they aren't prepared for, they haven't been prepared for, and they're forced to learn it on the job, or forced to take the long way there and not get the job, keep not getting the job they want until they learn these steps. So the first secret, or the first tip, is people skills. So you're going to realize that none of these tips are actually really engineering related, because we all know you're smart enough, you made it into engineering school, you graduated or you're about to graduate. But these secrets don't involve your sort of technical skills. So people skills, I'll let Mostafa expand on that, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but they are so important. Like, you're going to go for an interview, or once you finally get that job, the employer will tell you, like, all the technical skills, like that stuff, they can train you. That's what they're there for. But the people skills is something that they're looking for. So when they're hiring, they want someone who's a good person, who's relatable, who can talk with people, clients at meetings, and be personable.
So I've been told, Noah, from employers I've worked with that they hire on soft skills, because technical or hard skills, they can be taught on the job. And this is actually one of the things that I think, from my experience, a lot of engineering students are vulnerable to. Like, when you think of like your undergrad experience, it's a lot of numbers, a lot of technical information. We don't get taught how to do networking. We don't get taught how to approach a person that you might want to work with in the future. So this has to do a little bit with your personality. So you can obviously see like an extroverted person might have no problem approaching people and getting to know people. So if you're more on the introvert side, this is something that you might want to work towards. And the way I approach it is just the energy when you approach someone. Just be curious. Just be curious. Don't nag them into asking for something or ask them for a job. Take it from the other way around. Approach it like, how can I help you? These are the things I'm good at. I'm curious to know about you, about what your company does or what you do. And always try to leave them with the impression, make them say, I talk to this person again. This is a pleasant person. I see myself working with them. And this is the mindset you want to be getting into. A lot of employers, when they are sitting with you and getting to know you, they're not focusing 100% on your technical abilities, because they assume like once they go through your resume, it will give them a rough idea if you can do the job or not. But they're actually looking at you and thinking, do I want to, or do I see myself working with this person on a daily basis? So this connects into people skills and how you present yourself.
Exactly. So on to the next secret that sort of expands on that one is networking. So it's to go out there and network. So if you don't really know what networking is, it's going out, meeting people, especially when it comes to business or whatnot. You're making relationships. So you're going to events. Let's say you're going to lunch and learns, you're going to conferences, you're getting outside your comfort zone for a lot of people, and you're going to introduce yourself, expand your network, because the bigger network you have, the more sort of opportunities you will have. So when you're at these networking events, it's always good to prepare if you're, like, let's say if you are an introvert, but if you're going to meet a person and you shake their hand, it's always good to have a business card. If you're a student, I mean, it's not the worst thing to do, but a lot of the times, let's say if you're meeting a future employer, get their information, get their email, and it's always important to follow up afterwards. So let's say that's someone who could hire you, you can send your resume after that, but make an impression. And if you follow up with them at, let's say, a networking event, you follow up afterwards, they'll remember, they'll put that face. If it's fresh in their mind, they'll put the face to the contact, and that's someone that they'll know that's in their network, and they'll know that it was a memorable person.
Another thing I want to add, Noah, is when to start networking. I would say start networking right now, from day one. Network with your professors. So approach your professors, ask questions, ask if they have experience in the field, what kind of work they have done. Network with your colleagues. Like, you never know who of your colleagues like might have some experience or might have some connections. And at the same time, Noah, we always talk about this saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I believe that stands true. So, of course, getting the job done and what you know is so important because once you get the job, you're going to actually need to do it. But you also need an opportunity to demonstrate your skills and your people skills that we talked about, and always approach people with this positive, open, curious approach. And as Noah mentioned, find whatever opportunity you can, volunteer on a committee, get exposure to whatever like professional organizations out there. A lot of them, they have students chapters. You might hesitate and think, oh, this is going to take time from my study time and occupy my schedule. But the truth is, as I mentioned, the time to start networking is now. So take whatever opportunity you can.
Yeah, because lots of people, I mean, not lots, there are some people that sort of have jobs handed to them. Let's say their dad is the partner of a big engineering firm or something, but there's going to be plenty of people who have to start from scratch. Like I remember myself, like I didn't know a single engineer other than one friend who was in my engineering class and one friend who graduated the year before. So I had to go out there, meet people, talk to people, get them to introduce me to other people if they knew them. So all about expanding that network. Now on to the last secret. And this one, you may think it's technical, but this secret is, well, it's get job experience. So if you want to get that job after graduation, employers, they definitely look for what is their experience. And when you get job experience, yes, you are getting technical experience, but it's the stuff like the soft skills. If they know this person worked at another firm, or if they know this person worked on a job site for a summer, they know that they have experience working with other people, right? They know they have experience sending emails or answering phone calls, or they've had experience being in front of other people, let's say potentially at meetings, or they've had job interview experience. And so they've prepared for a job interview, so they already know how to sort of connect with people. So Mostafa can expand on it, yeah, experience, but so important.
One of the things about this point, Noah, job experience, is it's like the chicken or the egg. Do I get experience first to get the job, or do I get a job first to get experience? And the toughest position to be is going from zero, from scratch, to one. So this is where getting job experience as early as possible is so important. So you start in your school, as a summer job, or even if after you graduate school, as Noah mentioned, just maybe volunteer some work. And this is an excellent opportunity to get a taste of what it is out there in the real life. It will help you with like the interview when it's time to apply for your dream job. You will have like what to expect. You'll have an idea what it is like in real life. You will have some really good points to add in your resume, and definitely will boost your confidence and start breaking this cycle of like doubting yourself. Thinking like, I don't have any experience, I don't know where to start. That's not a great mindset to have. So once you find an opportunity, put the work, get the most out of it, apply the 2 points we talked about, sharpen your people skill, network with everyone on this volunteer or job position that you got. I think will give you excellent results.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, if you're interested in what we talked about and any of this interests you at all, I have great news for you. So Noah and I, we created a course, and by the end of this course, you will have a solid grasp on what needs to be done and how do you equip yourself with the tools you need to land your dream job, and what to expect in your real life experience once you start your career as a professional engineer.
So yeah, I'll expand a bit more about this course. We go into a lot more detail on the 3 secrets that we just talked about, and we delve more into each of them. We break them down to smaller points. But the course starts with a section of preparing you to get that first job. So we're going to go over tips like resume tips, like we said, networking tips, interview tips, and these are some great proven tips. Like we know that they've worked before. We interviewed, or I talked with the people in charge of hiring in my office, and they said these are the exact things we look for, and these are the exact things that we see on a resume that makes us throw them away. You know, like, oh, we see something that stands out right away, not interested, or they didn't have that on there. So you'll be seeing that. And then the second section of the course is once you finally land that job, we go over a day in the life of an engineer. So we go over things like, I'm just going to I have the syllabus in front of me. So we talk about things like who you're going to be working with, what types of clients, what type of people in your office. We go over things like proposal writing, like a lot of soft skill stuff or things that you wouldn't think about that aren't technical, that are part of life as an engineer or a consulting engineer, but proposals I think are broad in the public and private sector. Writing letters, writing emails, communicating with clients, communicating with other people, talking about management, time management, project management. We tell you, the skills you need to move up in your company. So once you finally are in that job, like, do you want to stay crunching numbers and being the one who does the easy design tasks, or do you want to work your way up to have a management position? So we go into what's involved in management, talk about risk associated with engineering, talk about construction drawings, specifications, how the whole, issuing construction drawings works, and whole construction process. So there's a lot of things in there that most students do not know when they graduate. Back to the first section, some of the videos include confidence, going over how to be confident, how to learn from others, how to network, like I said, investing in yourself. We talk about investing in, let's say, courses, investing in the clothing you're wearing for an interview, talk about mentorship, finding a mentor, talking about tips for when you're in school, when you're graduating, how to pay attention, how to make yourself stand out. And then we also go over our story a bit more about how we got the jobs we wanted to. So that's the basics of what's in the course. There's 4 hours of video, so there's lots of video, lots of content. I think we have around 35 total, like shorter videos broken down, so it's easier to digest. Like, you're going to go on to the course platform, and you can watch one video at a time. You can watch at your own pace. It's not live, so that's a great thing if you're a student. If you have a spare, you can watch it, or at night, when you're not studying, feel free to sit down and watch it. I'll let Mostafa go into what we're offering or in each of the courses.
Yes. So we all know it's a tough position to be, like, if you're like about to graduate and looking for your first job. But what I've seen consistently that can yield great results is to invest in yourself. So Noah mentioned a few of the things that can help you invest in yourself, and definitely investing in yourself to get access to all this information is going to help a lot. So the course is reasonably priced, and it has lots of content. It has, like, all these videos we talked about, resumes, sample resumes that can help you when you're preparing. Also, there is this technical writing presentation, suggestions for like readings and videos and lots more. So definitely this course can bring a lot of value and can give you like a boost to jumpstart this critical part in your career.
Yeah, and once you sign up for the course, you have access to it full time, so it doesn't expire. So once you pay, you'll know that you'll have this information for during your job search, and then once you finally get that job, you can watch these videos, at your lunch hour when you're at work, or whenever you have free time once you start your career, or down the road when you're learning about, let's say, management, you're approaching that management level. Oh, these are the things that's going to be involved in that position. So on top of the basic package that Mostafa mentioned, we have a little bit of a bonus package. It's going to be a subscription. So you're going to pay for the one-time fee for the course, but if you want to pay the monthly subscription fee, what you're going to have access to is we're going to have monthly office hours, group office hours, where you can tune in every month, and we're going to have a chat with all the students, or whichever students who sign up for this subscription want to attend. They can ask us questions. We're here to be a mentor, help you prepare. You can, let's say, show your resume to us. We can give you some sample interview questions, or it's just a good way to network and practice talking. So you'll be with a group of other students and then us. On top of that, we are also going to have a Facebook group. So this Facebook group will only be for the people who are subscribed to the monthly subscribers. And you're going to have access, once again, so it's not just the office hours, but questions. You can ask us questions, you can ask other students questions. It's just going to be a forum or a platform where you can share your ideas, where we can help you out. We'll be posting stuff. Let's say if we find a good article that just came out, or a good YouTube video that's not one of our own, we'll share it with you guys. What else is in there? Oh yeah, just wanted to say that, yeah, you can cancel at any time. So if all that, the mentorship and the stuff that we have to offer you aren't in need for it anymore because you got that job, or you've already started a job and you have other people to help you out, like at your company or something, then yeah, feel free to cancel anytime. Okay, yeah, and I just wanted to go on and say thank you very much for watching this video and letting us share these 3 secrets with you. We do, once again, highly recommend signing up for the full course, the full student course, because investing in yourself and investing in your future is really a no-brainer, especially when it can help you set yourself apart from the rest.
That's awesome. That's awesome, though. I also want to say I would love to hear from you. So email us if you have any questions. Send us an email to info@structuralengineeringbasics.com, and looking forward to hearing from you. See ya.
Thank you.